Hello, kidney warriors! James here from Dadvice TV, your online kidney health coach, and this is Dadvice TV Live, our first live broadcast for the month of October August. I'm already jumping to the holidays. Oh my goodness. For August 2023. Great to have all you here. For those of you that are new, welcome. Fantastic to have you here with us. I'm James. I was diagnosed with kidney failure almost 5 years ago, and I used diet and lifestyle changes, got my blood pressure under control, started eating right, working with my healthcare team, which most importantly included a renal dietitian, and I was able to slowly improve my health, which helped me improve my kidney labs. Now, my kidneys, they're still shot. There's no fixing them. There's no repairing them. But by eating and living a better lifestyle, I've reduced the burden I've placed on them. And I kind of think of it as they can better keep up with me. Best of all, no symptoms. I'm loving life and doing everything I want, trying to be more healthy with bad kidneys. Now, tonight, we have a great guest, one of the favorite guests of all time on here tonight to answer your questions. Now, when it comes to managing kidney disease, one of the things we have control over that can make such a positive impact and even slow down the progression of kidney disease is diet. And when you go on the internet, it's confusing. Don't eat this. Don't eat this. You should eat that. Well, the truth is the right diet is one that's individualized for you. And the best person to individualize the diet for you is your healthcare team, your dietitian. Not a random stranger on the internet, not some Facebook group saying, here's what you need to eat at this stage or this GFR. No. You need to work with a renal dietitian. And tonight we have one of the best renal dietitians that I know of here with us to co-host to do a live Q&A. So go ahead, start typing in your questions. And while you're doing that, let me go ahead and introduce from plantpoweredkidneys.com, renal dietitian Jen Hernandez. Hey, Jen.
Hi, James. Hi, everybody. Thrilled to be back for another live Q&A tonight. Before I get into anything, I have to give a very special shout out to a dear friend of mine named Dolores and her husband, Eric, who have been in the Plant Powered Kidneys course. And I was very fortunate to chat with her last week. And I told her I would say hi here on Dadvice. So hi, Dolores. Hi, Eric. I hope you're going to enjoy tonight's Q&A and we'll talk soon. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Jen Hernandez. I am a renal dietitian and I'm also board certified in renal nutrition. I have spent the majority of my dietetic career focusing on people with chronic kidney disease. I have helped people in hospitals and especially in dialysis settings where they have kidney failure. And that's really what got me interested and learning about what I can do to help people with chronic kidney disease that haven't yet had to require dialysis. So I created Plant Powered Kidneys to teach people how to protect their kidneys, how to eat better so that their kidneys can do a better job doing all of the things it does. Just like James said, you want to take care of your kidneys, and eating is a great way to protect the kidneys and allow it to do that. So you can find tons of information about what we do and also free articles on our website at plantpoweredkidneys.com. You can also find us on Facebook, where we have a Facebook group that is free but still private. So people will not see you posting. Your friends and your family, they won't see what you post in the group because it's private. But this group has hit over 10,000 followers, which is so fantastic. We have a huge growing group. Yeah, and it is just wonderful to see everybody in there answer their questions. We do Q&As every week in there as well. And people share recipes and food. It's just a really, really great community to be a part of. So if you're looking for something like that, I highly encourage you check us out in Facebook.
Awesome. All right. So let's jump right in because we only got half an hour today. So we're going to jump right into the questions. And I'm going to start things off with a question that I saw a lot of activity on tonight in the Plant Powered Kidneys Facebook group. I like to keep an eye on what's going on in there, and sometimes I join in the conversation. There was a number of people asking about not or having difficulty gaining weight on a plant-based diet. They're pretty much saying, is it possible to gain weight on a plant-based diet?
Yeah, that's a great question and something we hear about a lot. The reasons that it can happen is that a lot of people, for one, medical conditions can actually increase our need for calories and energy. So even just having kidney disease, you might have a little bit more calories that your body requires in order to do everything that it needs to do. The other thing, and what's probably more important that people can relate to, is when you are newly diagnosed with kidney disease, you tend to be afraid of a lot of foods. You're really worried about what to eat. You feel like everything that you eat has something in it that's not good for you. So you end up cutting back so much and not eating enough, which means you end up losing weight. And this isn't a healthy way to lose weight because our body really does need that nutrition. It needs that food. So we want to reverse this. We want to give you that weight back to help protect your health and your kidneys. So some of the things that I love to recommend when it comes to giving yourself a little bit extra for supportive, healthy weight gain is to include healthy fats in your diet. And there's a lot of great healthy fats that you can include in a renal diet. For example, one of my favorite oils to use is avocado oil. It's great for cooking, sauteing. It has a really nice neutral flavor, so it works really well. It doesn't have potassium, even though it comes from avocados. It's not a source of potassium, but it is a source of healthy fats. And fats in the 3 macronutrients. Our macronutrients are fats, protein, and carbohydrates. Those are the 3 main kind of groups of nutrition or of nutrients. Fats have the most calories in the same amount. So if we were to look at the same volume, the same weight, protein, fats, and carbohydrates, fats have the most calories, meaning we can eat the same size or the same volume of fats compared to carbohydrates, but we'll get more calories. So all of that, again, is to say eating healthy fats will give you an extra boost of healthy calories that will help protect against unwanted weight gain. So I did give one example of the healthy oil, the avocado oil. There's also extra virgin olive oil, those oils are all fantastic as well. You can use even some flax oil, which has healthy omega-6 or omega-3s in it. It has a lot of great nutrients in there too. Some of the really flavorful oils like sesame oil is fantastic to add flavor to, your classic stir fry recipes. Really fantastic there. So those oils are a great source of nutrition, specifically calories, healthy fat, antioxidants. Those are really great for us. We have a whole article on Plant Powered Kidneys about oils, so you can go check that out. But that's one example. Some of the other things that you can include are nuts and seeds, which, yes, can be included in a renal diet. And again, nuts and seeds, because they have a good source of healthy fats, they are higher in calories. So a little bit can go a long way. You only need like a tablespoon or 2, add it onto your oatmeal, sprinkle it on your salads, in your cereals, put it into your smoothies. You can incorporate it in so many ways, and you get those extra calories and extra nutrients added into your diet. So nuts and seeds are also a really great source of calories and those healthy fats.
Yeah, and I am proof that you can gain weight. I overdo the carbs, and I'll tell you, I'm heavy-handed when it comes to the oil. I absolutely love, first of all, stir fry. It's the one thing I can't mess up, and I can be so creative with. And grilling vegetables, like cutting up squash and stuff, wrapping it in foil, sprinkling on a little bit of no salt seasoning, and drizzling a lot of oil. Putting it on the grill, those veggies get so soft and delicious.
Have you tried adding nutritional yeast to your grilled veggies?
I have not. Oh, that's a good one.
Try it. Yeah, gotta try it. It's so good.
I did try tonight mushrooms.
Okay, the way you just said that makes me think like you weren't sold.
Yeah, I wasn't sold on it. I think it was more the smell that just turned me off when I was cooking them.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah, but I tried it, and I'll tell you, that's the important thing. There was a time when I would have thought, ugh, veggies, ugh, this, don't want to try it. I think mushrooms are probably the only thing that I haven't liked that I've tried. And
Yeah.
maybe I just got to find the right combination.
And that's okay. You know, we've been talking about mushrooms for so long, but even to people that are watching right now, you don't have to eat vegetables just because they're vegetables. I give James a hard time about mushrooms because
Hey,
that's our long-standing thing.
and it's funny. I tried to make them so many times and just it was awful. I just couldn't do it and
Yeah.
messed it all up. And I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And today I got done with work a little early. And I thought, you know what? For my dinner, I made some shredded chicken and a lot of broccoli. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna make some mushrooms. I bought some, and I cooked it up. It took me longest part to cook because I was following directions, being very careful. And I just didn't like the smell, and I think that turned me off to the flavor. Maybe with some kind of seasoning or something on it. I didn't add anything to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I love mushrooms with thyme. Like that's a classic combination for me is mushrooms and thyme always. And then a
Uh-huh.
little bit of oil or some butter, vegan butter, something like that. Really, really good. But again, you tried them several ways, like in several different environments. And that's just one of the great things is that there's so many vegetables out there. It's not
Mhm.
like your life depends on if you enjoy mushrooms or not.
Yeah, and I've got some left over, so I'm going to chop them up very small and add them to stir fry. So I'll at least get them
Or
in there.
burgers. You could add them to veggie burgers. That makes it makes them really, really good.
Ooh. All right, here's another question. Kathy asked, is chicken and fish okay occasionally? She's stage 3.
Yeah, that's a great question. And we were actually talking about this in a group with PPK today. So animal products, and I know a lot of people think, oh, plant-powered kidneys, you're talking about a vegan diet. No, we talk about including more plants and the foundation of the diet being plants. But if you choose to have animal proteins in your diet, that can be very, very possible. The key is to understand what it contributes to your nutrition, to your body, and to your kidneys, and what you need to do to continue to protect your kidneys that way. So the thing with these animal proteins like chicken and fish is that they are very high in protein. And, you know, I mentioned the macronutrients earlier, protein, fat, and carbs. Protein is the nutrient that the kidneys have a lot of work to take care of with breaking it down. And that results in harder work on the kidneys, potentially damage on the kidneys. Protein is just a very big subject in kidney world. You know, we were talking about protein in urine earlier today. But again, if you want to include chicken or fish, my recommendation is to keep the portion small. So we're saying less than the palm of your hand. The palm of your hand is about 3 to 4 ounces. So if you maybe do like a half of a palm's worth, that could be something easily to fit in the diet. And the other thing I always say is if you're going to take something away, you need to replace it with something else. So, what I mean by is instead of a palm, we're doing a half a palm of chicken, for example. So, what are you going to put in place of that smaller portion? My recommendation always is going to be add more vegetables. You could add some more carbohydrates as well because the carbohydrates provide great nutrition and they can be very filling too. So between your vegetables and your carbohydrates, adding more of that in, maybe a little bit of those healthy fats too. Again, there's so many options of what you can add in to help give your body more nutrition, to take care of itself, and again, help with offsetting the protein amount that you have. But animal proteins can fit into a renal diet. It's really about working with your dietitian to find out how much protein you should be having and what that looks like across one of your average days.
And tonight I did the chicken, and I actually measured out 3 ounces because I'm trying to lose weight. The weather's cooling down, at least here in Michigan. So I'm walking more, and I shredded it. I got my 3 ounces and I shredded it and I mixed it in. I love steamed broccoli. So I steamed some broccoli and I have some seasoning that I put on it, mix that in there. And I used the brewer's yeast on top of it to give it kind of like a cheese. That is such a
Mhm.
great cheese alternative. But I made there was a lot of broccoli. I got my fiber in tonight.
That's good. That's great.
Yeah, and it was delicious. And
Mhm.
it's mostly plants, and I'm picking the better of the meat proteins that I like instead of going with red meat and the
Mhm.
challenges that come with it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a great point.
Doris she has a question about vitamins. So I'd love it if you could talk a moment about vitamins. Her question is it safe to take vitamin B? She's 65 years old and stage 3B.
Well, Doris, it's probably going to be fine. That's one of the more common types of supplements that I recommend for my clients and patients. Um, I do recommend looking at a B complex that covers the different B vitamins, but also make sure you get it approved by your doctor just so they're aware that you're taking it. 9 times out of 10, they're going to say it's fine because it's a B complex and it's really not going to be an issue. But it really, really is important to have that open communication with your healthcare provider so that they know what you're taking any types of supplements, just because there could be potential medication interactions or other health concerns that they want to keep a closer eye on that could be related to the vitamins and how much of them you're consuming. So I think it's definitely something to discuss with them, but most likely it's going to be fine. There's plenty of different types out there. So, there's a lot of different over the counter ones available. There's different kinds, like for there's a type of B vitamin that's methylated. Basically, kind of means that the structure of the vitamin is better digested, better absorbed. So that could be an option for you. But yeah, I think in general it's going to be okay. Daily or not daily, standard multivitamins that you would find in the drugstore that are just for, like, men's one a day or women's daily health or something like that. Those ones I say be really cautious with because they could have nutrients that are not going to help you with your kidneys. So for example, some of these multivitamins could have like 100% of your phosphorus intake, or it could have 100% of your potassium needs for the day, or other nutrients, vitamin A or something. So it's really important to be careful with just your standard over the counter multivitamin because some of those nutrients aren't going to be kidney protective. So that's in general what I would say to look at. And the bottom line is definitely get whatever you take approved by your doctor.
Perfect. And just in case you mentioned it, I grabbed a renal multivitamin just in case you mentioned it.
I lost my bottles in one of our moves. I used to have like a stack of the sample bottles, and
This one's
they're
not a
gone.
sample. It's my next bottle. I'm almost out, and this one just arrived.
Yeah,
But this
that's
is
great.
this is an example of a multivitamin designed for kidney patients. My
Mhm.
renal dietitian recommended this to me, and every kidney walk I've gone to, they've had a booth. Amazing people. I love talking to them. They also have helped me get some nephrologists on here to answer questions, and they're helping me get one on to talk just about vitamins, hopefully very, very soon, and do a live Q&A like this that's specifically on vitamins.
That's great. And also they have the kinds with and without vitamin D. Even vitamin D is another nutrient that you shouldn't automatically take just because you have kidney disease, because there is such a thing as too much vitamin D. So again, it all comes down to what vitamin is right for you, and that comes from your healthcare team.
Yeah, and you just answered a question from Diamond Blue. What is a safe supplement that works for CKD? It's the one your healthcare team recommends for you. Just
Mhm.
because I take this and I do this and do that doesn't mean it's right for you. Individualized care, and it took me a long time to realize this, that's the key. Finding out what you need for your body, for your situation, for your lifestyle, your activity level, all of that, then you have the best chance. You're not overburdening your body with excess things you don't need, because then it's got to focus on getting rid of the extras if it can. You
Mhm.
want to work with your healthcare team, include a renal dietitian. To me, that's the number one thing to do. Um, and they will tell you what's right for you.
Mhm.
All right. Let's see. Someone that said, "Oh, Diamond Blue asked, is it Pro Renal D?" Yep, that is. I've been taking it for a long time. Now, as a matter of fact, I was taking this plus a D supplement, and at my last set of labs, my doctor said, "Okay, stop the D supplement. Your D is it was too high."
Yeah, that's a great point though. Like the vitamin, the nutrients will, your supplements will change based on your labs.
Mhm.
So you can't assume one supplement is going to, one, it's not going to always be the same, and two, the dose might change based off of your labs anyway. So that's a great point.
Yeah, and vitamin D is one of those. It takes a long time to kind of let it come down. It's not real quick
Hmm.
like other things. Like my
Yeah.
iron, if you cut iron out, it drops pretty quickly.
Hmm.
But vitamin D, I guess it's because it's fat soluble. Is that correct?
Yeah, our body does a really good job storing vitamin D. So as long as we're taking it in, and then we also get it from the sun as well. So
Mhm.
if you're going outside and it doesn't take that much, it's like 10 minutes a day, 3 times a week or something. Like if you're in the sun without sunscreen, 10 minutes a day, 3 times a week, then you do get vitamin D that way. The vitamin D challenges with the kidneys is that the kidneys are in that conversion. So vitamin D is actually, I'm going to get way into this, but, but yeah, just know that the kidneys have to help the body use the vitamin D from the sun. And when the kidneys aren't working so well, that can be an issue, which is why in some cases, some people need a vitamin D supplement. But those supplements can come in really high doses and they can come in lower doses, and those doses can change based on those labs. I usually have my clients get their vitamin D levels tested every 6 months, and we adjust their supplements from there.
Yeah. Now here's a great question. I've seen a number of people ask something similar to this, and I'd love to have you weigh in on it. Diamond Blue asked, "What about Kidney Restore? It's a pill. It's one of those uh,
Mm-hmm.
cures in a bottle that
Mm-hmm.
claims to flush and restore and fix your kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
What's your advice on those kind of things?"
Yeah, those honestly are pretty terrifying to me because they are fueling their marketing off of scaring you and saying you're going to die, your kidneys are going to fail, you have to take this pill to save your kidneys, and it's just so terrifying. But their marketing team is just, they know exactly how to push those buttons. What they include and the claims that they make are not evidence based or proven. So they can say anything they want. They can say that, it'll just save your kidneys and restore everything. It doesn't make it true, because think about it just in general. If there was a medication or a supplement out there that could restore kidney health, that could bring back kidney health, don't you think a lot more people would be researching, not just taking it? Because, yeah, sure, people can go through a trend, but actually researching it, studying it, looking at the evidence of how it works and how it helps. Like, this would be a incredible thing for our medical world. And so it's not getting that traction. It's getting the traction of people taking it, and it's probably a potent diuretic or laxative. It's probably something that's just making you shoot everything out of one end or the other, or maybe both, who knows. But it's not necessarily helping your kidneys, it's just causing havoc on your body. So just be careful with anything that's promising any type of kidney cure or kidney fix or anything like that. They are preying on the fear that people with kidney disease have.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, if anyone did have some magic flower that grows on a mountain in Tibet or something like that fixed kidney disease, they would be the richest person in the world, because countries spend so much treating and trying to manage kidney disease. They would not be selling it on Facebook at $99 a bottle. They would sell it to these countries. They'd sell it to the US government, which their biggest part of Medicare goes to kidney disease. They would sell it to them. They would be
Yeah.
filthy rich.
Yeah.
They're not rich. They're just trying to prey on our hope for a fix in a bottle. And they
Mm-hmm.
know the right words to say to try to get our attention. So don't let them in your wallets.
Mm-hmm.
Stick with science, affect working with your healthcare team.
Mhm.
All right, let's see. Someone said, what about herbs? Can you talk a little bit about herbs?
I mean, this is a really, really big topic, and I would have questions to say, like, well, are we talking about like cooking herbs, like things that you would be using in the kitchen? Or are you talking about like medicinal herbs and some of the things like herbal teas and all of that? Because it kind of goes two different ways. I will try to answer both of them. Starting off with the medicinal type herbs. There's a lot of things, and this is also kind of in that realm of what we were just talking about with those, those things that are promoting and saying, oh, this is going to fix your kidneys. There is some evidence for certain herbs that may be beneficial for people with kidney disease, but a lot of them have not been tested and evaluated for safety with enough people for researchers to come out and say, yes, kidney patients can have this, and these are the results it will give, and there will be no harm caused, because that's the ultimate thing with these herbs. Again, a lot of herbs can create a laxative or diuretic type effect that will remove water fluids from the body. So in these cases, it's possible that it can help with things like maybe lowering blood pressure, but again, it's also risky when you are toying with your fluid balance with something and you may not know how much. You may not know like what that dose is. You may not know what the effect is. And also, a lot of herbal remedies can have interactions with medications in the body. The way that the medication is used, the way it's absorbed, the different reactions it causes, herbal remedies can actually interfere, conflict. It could increase the medication effect or decrease the medication effect, both of which we're not really interested in because we have medication doses for a reason. But those are some of the things to be really cautious with when it comes to herbal remedies. Anything that you are looking to take, whether it's a tea or a supplement or something, again, really talk with your healthcare provider, make sure that they understand what you're taking and really importantly, why you're taking it, because they might be able to give you some other safer ideas to help you with that solution. So those are some things I would say on the herbal medication supplement kind of side. Now on the kitchen side, this side I love. And I think herbs, like cooking with herbs, is absolutely fantastic. They are great to provide a lot of nutrients. They're negative prowl, which means they help protect the kidneys against the acid overload that can happen with kidneys. So adding fresh or dried herbs to your food is really great for that. It also makes for a great salt substitute when you're following a lower sodium diet, which most people with kidney disease do need to pay attention to. So adding different herbs is fantastic. And you can have the same type of food and just change the herb and have a different dish. If you think about like curry spices versus thyme and oregano and rosemary versus garlic and onion, like all those different herbs that we have available to us can really change up how we enjoy our foods. And again, you can have the same food, just change the herbs and the spices, and you'll get a totally different dish, which makes it really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, and I tell you, that's why I love stir fry. It's simple. I've never messed it up, and I can change the herbs, and boom. And
Yep.
not only is it the flavor, but the smell. It's so it is
Aromatic.
inviting. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you're making. It's like magic. It's like I made this, and it smelled good. The whole house smells good.
Yeah.
All right, what are your thoughts on taking amino acids?
Um, so there's like standard amino acids over the counter, and those can be something that may or may not help kidneys. Personally, I haven't looked too much into those because that's not typically what I recommend. What I do recommend for people in moderate to late stage kidney disease, not on dialysis, but if you are in that later stage 4 or 5, these or not branch chain. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my brain. Oh my gosh, my brain is freezing right now.
I know what you're going to say, and I can't think of it either.
Keto analogs. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So keto analogs are a type of amino acid that has a part of the amino acid removed, the part that's not so good for the kidneys. Keto analogs are considered a medical food, even though it's taken as a tablet, a pill, or a capsule, or a powder. It's a supplement of sort, but it's considered a medical food because it counts towards the protein in your diet. So it's really, really important if you're taking keto analogs to, one, be very mindful of your protein in your diet, because you'll probably need to be following a very low protein diet, which should be monitored by a dietitian to avoid malnutrition. So it's just very, very delicate of a situation. And keto analogs are quite pricey. They're an expensive supplement that you might need to take for years. That is a possibility that you might need to take them for quite a while. And it's a hard diet to follow. A low protein diet is hard. A very low protein diet is even harder. So I don't recommend them lightly. And when I talk with clients about them, we discuss what that will look like, and if they want to go that route or if they want to stick with lower protein. Everybody has their own choice, but keto analogs have been shown to help protect kidney function by giving that extra relief from the kidneys in getting too much protein.
All right, one last question, because we are at the top of the half hour mark.
Wow.
This is for Vanessa, and she's new. She's first time here. Her husband has an EGFR of 19, and they did an ultrasound and said his kidneys look fine. That's great, Vanessa. Mine were all scarred, and one was very shriveled. His protein is urine, which is a sign, yes, of kidney problems. They want to do a biopsy, and she's afraid to do that. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, this is more on the medical side. So from a dietitian perspective, I'll give as much as I can, but I'm always going to say, like, if it's something the doctor is recommending, then they're recommending it for a reason. They don't always recommend biopsies, because if they have enough evidence, if they're seeing enough in the labs or other tests, they can know what's going on. But a biopsy, there's something else that they're looking into. And you don't want to have that regret. And this is something I heard from dialysis patients so much when I worked in dialysis. They always said, I wish I did something more. I wish I'd made changes to my diet. I wish I listened to my doctor. I wish I took my medications like I was supposed to. There's always that regret that they carry with them for the rest of their lives, because dialysis becomes potentially a lifelong journey. Once you're on dialysis, it's until transplant or passing. So it's something to be considerate of and really think. And if it's something that you're on the fence about, talk with a healthcare provider, talk with your doctor more, and continue to have that conversation until you do feel comfortable understanding what's going on, why it's happening. If you're concerned about maybe risks or, anything with the procedure itself, that's a valid concern. And it's just going to be best addressed by that healthcare provider.
Now, excellent answer. And hopefully, Vanessa, that helped you to feel better about it. I know a lot of people who have gotten biopsies. They said it was not painful. And especially when the ultrasound looks good, they don't see the problem. This may be the thing that shows them what's not quite right, so then they can give the best treatment for your husband. All right, we are out of time. Someone asked, what's the name of your Facebook page again?
It's Plant-Powered Kidneys. I'm super creative.
Yes, Plant-Powered Kidneys. There is a link in the description also, and plantpoweredkidneys.com is Jen's website where you can find her blog, all sorts of other stuff. But definitely, everyone out there, join the Plant-Powered Kidneys Facebook group. There's lots of great recipes. People take pictures of the food they make. It's going to make you excited to try new things, and it's going to give you lots of great ideas. It's very positive, very supportive, and that's really, really important. It's not one of those Facebook groups that's going to jump all over you because you want to add some avocado to your salad, or you use oil when you're making your stir fry or something like that.
If anything, we say, if somebody says they're not having something, we're like, why? Why would you not enjoy that?
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, Jen, for being here. And thank you, everybody. Now, I will be back tomorrow night, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, with Dr. Rosansky, and he's going to talk about when your GFR is declining, things that you should start doing to address that. All right, Jen, thank you so much, and I'll see all of you out there in the next video. Bye, everyone.